I think what we should talk about is like what's our daily workflow. What do we do when we arrive on set? Well, first of all, we drive to here, where we leave the lenses and the camera in the locked room, because it has to be alarmed and shit. Otherwise, insurance doesn't cover it. And then we load it in the truck, which we're in now.
Yeah.
And then we drive to set, and then the first thing that happens, we go to the camera first.
Yeah.
So we like either roll the mag liners out if we can.
Yeah, or carry the stuff out. And then as soon as we can, we'll get the camera up so there's a picture to see.
Mm-hmm. And that's when I get the one monitor up.
Yeah, like the one director's
Just
monitor.
the handheld director's monitor first. Yeah. So he has something to look at.
While I set up the other 3.
The video village. Yeah. But I mean, I think normally on a shoot, you would arrive and the first AD would be like, this area is safe.
Yeah.
This is where the video village is going to be. Right. But the shoot that we're on now, it's like, block everything, get everybody out, rehearse with the actors, then bring everybody in. So we don't necessarily know until last minute. So we get like all the little things in first in case he wants to like just have a look with camera or something. And then I set up my stand, so at least I can focus pull that.
Yeah. And then there's all these like small things like, I mean, getting kind of a system for the equipment wherever you are on location, like me writing, like making the slate done, so like we're ready to roll when they say that.
Yeah, but you do that a little bit later. Yeah. But then which one of you sorts out the charging station?
I usually do that.
That's you. What is your battery situation, actually? I don't even know what it is. I just hand someone a battery and it disappears. But when a battery dies, what do you guys do?
I just go to the charging station right away.
Okay, but I give it to you.
Yeah, you give it to me, and then Felix is always just around the corner, ready to like receive
but
it.
But sometimes I'm always also right behind your shoulder. Yeah. So like whenever I hear like
I don't even look.
No.
I just like hand it and it disappears. That's kind of like Jasper just like throws the camera at you and we don't even know where it goes.
Exactly.
That's
and that's the same thing with both the camera battery and the
like all batteries,
the VCU battery. Yeah, all the batteries. If it needs to change, we all go together, and I guess
I like take between you and me. It's usually like whichever is closest to the batteries gets the batteries when we hear like when there's a battery change.
But you have the VCU on.
Yeah. So you have spare
batteries
to my follow focus.
Yeah, to your follow focus.
And then you have that. And then sometimes I have them in me if I'm going to be like in the back of a car or something and I'm away from you, then I make sure I have spares.
But since you two are always close to each other, always next to each other.
I mean, normally some first ACs work where they hold the camera. So they're like, they have their shit on a stand or like on their neck and they always give the camera to the DP, which is like totally fine, but we have a grip, so the grip can do that anyway, and he's like, unless he's off building dolly tracks or something like that, and then you'll be there. But it works out on this shoot. Our DP is like really particular about me always being ready to focus, so I've just become incredibly lazy, and I just stand by my stand ready to focus at any moment, and you guys run around and you build the camera basically. And then I guess throughout the day, the other thing is how we change lenses. I tell you on the walkie what lens we need. You go and get it. I change over the LDA on the camera. So I select which lens we're going to use in the camera, so the camera has the information. And the reason I do that first is because once I put the new lens on, I can just hold down the button on the focus motor, and that calibrates the lens like straight away. So then by the time I go back to my stand, the lens is calibrated. Because if you go back to the stand and then you have to calibrate, the DP gets like pissed off because they have to like wait for the whole image again.
Right.
We came up with another trick because the front diameter of the lenses is different. We have different back mounts for the matte box. And so we just labeled those all so we know which one goes with which. And similarly with the mattes, I always try and put the top flag on because there's a lot of overhead lights, but this DP always fucking takes it off.
Always takes it off.
He really hates it. So we have like silent battles with the top flag.
Sometimes he even takes the whole matte box off.
Yeah, he just goes, get rid of it. No, but it's also like when we put in an ND, it's the easiest way for him to just
see the difference.
To see the difference. So he'll just be like switching to the internal 6.
Yeah.
So like he's trying to decide whether he wants like half a stop or a stop of difference.
Because there's no half a stop in the camera.
No, the internal NDs start at 6. The zooms are so long that they need the support.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's too much pressure on the mount. And the primes need a different position for the focus motor.
Yeah.
And then we also have a ZMU, which is like a zoom control, because the DP likes to do very long, slow zooms. So we also need to mount another motor for the zoom. We figured out that if we keep the focus motor in the same place and then shift the whole rod that it's attached to backwards and forwards, and just leave the bottom 19mm rods in the same place, that they weren't going to get in any of the wide angle primes.
Yeah, no.
We could just keep them there, and then it's just a matter of moving the rod back and forth.
Both if we're changing from a prime to a zoom, I usually bring over both the prime case and the zoom case, so we got them close by.
So you bring the actual boxes.
Yeah, the actual boxes.
And the reason for doing that is so that you can lock them straight away.
Yeah, so I can lock them straight away. Them. And also, so when I get the prime from you, I will give you the expander. Like, you give me the prime, I give you the expander. Mm-hmm. I put the prime away in the box, and then I bring you the zoom.
Yeah, which I think we've gotten better with when we're outside to put the cap on the expander so we're not leaving the sensor exposed. Because even though you're really fast, there's still like some amount of time.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of like putting your hand over the sensor. I think your hand's dirty, at least mine is. And I don't know what fucking dust I have on there, and to like put it into the camera seems like a dodgy idea.
But when it's the prime change, you usually just leave the case.
Yeah, because then it's so quick. Because then there's nothing more. Like, I get a prime, I give you the prime, and then it's just like going back. There's nothing more in that workflow changing between the primes.
Thank you for indulging in a little AC to AC conversation here today. With myself, Caitlin, I'm a focus puller in First AC, and my 2 assistants on the current television show I'm working on, Felix, who is our monitor assistant, and Tim, who is a clap loader and second AC. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I promise I will deliver more content more often in the future. Check out my website, ac2dp.com, for more blog posts on camera assisting.